So you're probably misled by this video title. It is not talking about the action of suicide, but rather the band, and more specifically, their self titled album released in 1977. I know I've been on a bit of a music kick lately, uh, my last few videos, and that most of you probably don't care, but I know what's good for views, for growing the channel, and the Ed is talking about stuff that you guys probably don't know or care about. But I'm gonna tell you why Suicide's self-titled record from the year 1977 is good, great, a classic, one of the best albums of all time. So, it coming out in 1977 is very important. Suicide is a record very much made in the now, or I mean, technically not in the now, but at the time, it was made in the now. It was very concerned with the state of the world as it was at the time, and with that in mind, it accomplishes its goal effortlessly. The record basically is um, viewing the problems of the Earth, more specifically America, in 1977 from the perspective of a teenager or a young adult. Even in the first song, Ghost Rider, they literally say straight up, "America, America is killing its youth." Uh, that's kind of what it's about. The record also kind of just generally has a very comic book inspired, pop culture perspective to it, which obviously a lot of American young people at the time would have. Even Ghost Rider himself in that song is pretty much an analog to the Grim Reaper. They're both skeleton boys riding around. Um, their initials are the same. Fucking, that's pretty crazy. The record pretty much putting forth that Ghost Rider is basically the modern day Grim Reaper, telling about how America is killing its youth. um, so that's it starts off pretty bad. Then it goes to Rocket USA, which is a song about how fucking nuclear war, World War III, is a constant threat, and that people generally aren't huge fans. And you may listen to the record and you may find the lyrics to be repetitive, which I mean they are repetitive. Um, but I think that that also really helps with the concept of the record being from a young teenager perspective. Um, it intentionally kind of takes this very simplistic, repetitive, kind of catchy tone with the lyrics, trying to really kind of get in that mindset of people that are easily distracted. Um, and then from Rocket USA, which covers, you know, a fucking scary ass topic of nuclear war, doomsday, doomsday. We go to Cherie, um, which I don't actually know what like comic book superheroes is about. Maybe Rogue from the X Men, perhaps. Maybe, but basically, it is about the alienation and the escapism that the youth of 1977 indulge in to escape from the kind of bleak world that they live in. In this case, escaping into comic books, fantasizing about these fucking hot comic book babes. Um, and one of the kind of more interesting things that I will, that'll be kind of relevant later is the song has this really gorgeous, beautiful little refrain with these twinkly little synths that sound like beautiful stars. It's so gorgeous. Um, and then later in the album, there's something that kind of contrasts with that. Then after that, there's the song Johnny, which probably um, is thematically the weakest song on here. I mean, it's kind of just about this guy, you know, maybe another way in which people distract themselves from the world in, primping and preening and kind of playing into the social stereotype of the kind of macho tough guy or whatever, leaning into the Americana of the cool greaser guy a little bit. Um, you know, there might be more to that, but that's all I could identify. Then we get to the song "Girl," which brings up the contrast with Cherie, where this guy's love is focused upon this fictional comic book character. He goes, "I love you, baby," all the time and stuff. But in "Girl," ostensibly he's talking about a real life girl. I don't think it would necessarily apply to a fictional character, kind of the stuff he's talking about. But all he's saying is "turn me on, touch me soft," like that kind of stuff. Wherein Cherie, he's being very romantic. Again, bringing it back. I told you it was going to come back. The twinkly, beautiful little synth refrain is contrasted in "Girl" with this fucking blaring ass, which sounds like some goddamn shit you'd hear at a mall, like an '80s mall. Like that's how lame and goofy it is. Which I think works really well because it's talking about how physical, actual human relationships, sexual romantic relationships between young people really are only about the physicality, and that love isn't even a thing that's really considered. He doesn't even mention a name. It's just "oh girl," implying that who it is doesn't matter. You just need someone to fucking get off to, which is it's a hurt in the heart. Then we got Frankie Teardrop, which is kind of what the entire record builds to. Um, it's one of the greatest songs of all time, one of the most important songs of all time. Um, I don't even want to talk about what it's about because it's pretty self evident if you listen to it. Um, you just need to listen to the record. Frankie Teardrop. It's a musical opus. You know what I'm saying? And then Che is dumb and stupid. Um, Fuck you, Suicide Man, for shit talking Che Guevara. Okay. Uh, anyway, yeah, that's the record. Listen to it. Tell me what you think. If you don't like it, I'm gonna delete your comments. Thanks.